Are we live?
Forget
And
the
we're
stream on
live! Hello, it's been a while, hasn't it? Today while I play Rabbit and Steel, me and my guest Ripley here, we're gonna be talking about three specific characters. And,
we're gonna rant about Scourge, Infinite, and Surge for like probably like an hour, 2 hours,
yeah,
maybe
probably
3
like an
hours.
hour.
Depends on how insane we are.
Yeah, it really
Also,
depends.
don't forget to open up the stream in Discord.
Right. Um,
Uh,
uh, it all started when I saw this one like tweet on Twitter, basically saying that Infinite was more like Scourge than Surge ever could be, primarily in terms of his personality. If you're not a total Infinite head like me and my lovely guest Ripley here, basically we're going.
Basically, the gist of the tweet, in case like.
What do you mean I'm extremely quiet?
Huh?
Mona Dragonart says you're extremely quiet right now. Who, me or Ripley?
If it's me, then I might have to. Then I don't know. Hold on. User settings. Speaker volume. Microphone volume. Hold on 1 second.
Might be because of my fan.
Oh, I hate you, Discord. I hate you, Discord. I hate you so much, voice.
The entire stream. Oh, right. Sorry.
Did we forget to increase the stream volume? Or is it the game?
I think it's the game. I have it on mute on like I have it on mute by like default.
By default, yeah, massive. Oh, they were talking about the gameplay was too quiet, not our voices. Okay. Thanks, Metadragon.
Yeah. Let's Okay, but first let me just well name.
For Metal Sonic.
I mean you
Your
too,
old name
lol.
is pretty good.
I think I sound alright, or maybe that's just me. Desktop audio, blue microphone audio. I sound alright. Maybe it's just you.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine in Discord.
Anyway, hold on. Let me just check my stream currently. All right, anyway, testing. Yeah, I sound perfectly fine on my end. It's probably just you.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine. If the test on the actual OBS or whatever sounds fine, it's probably just something on Metadragon's outside. Is it like that for anybody else, or is Metadragon the only person in chat right
now? Probably Meta. Anyway, yeah. I found the perfect nickname for ourselves. We're gonna be starting with we're gonna be doing a solo run first, and then we're probably going to go into Publix.
Oh yeah, like we were saying before, all the stuff. The tweet basically theorized or conceded or whatever that the reason why Infinite works better as like a replacement or successor to Scourge is because he's a loser. Like, both of these characters, like however you may like them, you have to admit they're fucking losers.
Yeah, that's basically the whole appeal of Infinite and Scourge, which is basically shared by them.
I'm on the stream because I read the comics, and Dot didn't, or Vazi or whatever, because Vazi didn't. I had to reread Imposter Syndrome for this because the last time I read it was like a while ago. I speed read it, and nothing in the argument that we're going to make aside, nothing happens in that mini-series. Like, nothing happens at all. We get like the most minuscule of lore for any of these characters, and then like nothing happens for the rest of it except for like a really shitty fight with Metal Sonic that lasts a page and a half because I guess Surge just girl bosses her way through it or whatever.
Meta Dragonart says Infinite is carried entirely by Esteem for me.
Well, Infinite's kind of been coming back because he's literally come back in Chaotic Case File, and it's people are like saying, oh, he's oh, you know, we changed his mind on him. He's cool now. But like,
Fakers,
Infinite,
tourists.
yeah, like genuinely, we say this as people who have been autistically hyper focused on Infinite since the game came out.
Which has been like, which was like what, 2019?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that makes me feel old now.
Well, no, it had to be 2018 or before, because that's when the comics came out, and the comics take place after Forces.
No, I'm gonna search it up. When did Sonic Forces come out?
Wait, did it come out in 2016?
It came out in 2017. Oh my god.
I'm old.
We all are. It's been like over almost 10 years since Sonic Forces came out.
I'm gonna turn to dust at this very moment.
I mean, same.
But yeah, we've been. You have to understand. We've been hyper fixating on Infinite, in whenever we have the Sonic hyper fixation, which, you know, we don't talk about what happened in the last time we had the Sonic hyper fixation. We don't talk about it. But yeah, no. I always liked Infinite. I always found him cool. In the same way that I find Scourge cool, in that he's a big fucking loser baby. There's, when it comes to making people think when it comes to making characters cool, you have to make them like, you know, cool, badass, constantly, you know, doing awesome shit, which is like what fucking Ian Flynn does for Surge. But no, you can have a character be cool and still have them be a massive fucking weenie, or like a cringe fail male guy, as the kids would say. And Infinite does that. He has, like, even back then, even with Shadow back then, there was a subset of the fandom who were like, oh, Shadow's not that cool. He's just kind of, like, edgy and angsty. And people said the same thing about Infinite, and people fucking love Shadow. And now people are coming around to Infinite. And the thing with Infinite is that he's cool in not an ironic, in like an inverse or backwards kind of way. You know, and it's in like a way. The coolness about him is accidental or unintentional. Yes, there is the edginess, but the edginess isn't what makes him cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like it basically plays into his whole like character, her dynamic and theme, because like, you know, his whole thing is centered around illusions. He's putting up this illusion of pure unstoppable power, when in reality he's just a big loser.
And like it said in the tweet, when I saw the tweet, it made me connect the dots to Scourge, and I'll get to that in a second. The tweet basically says, Infinite is like a guy. He's like, if you took away the powers and everything, he's kind of no different than other Sonic characters. But the thing with him is that he puts up a mask to like hide how, you know, lame he is.
Both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, it's like a subterfuge, or like a I know, I said it on purpose. I said it on purpose. Funny 2017 X word. The funny streamer guest said the funny word.
Do you think 2017 X would know who Infinite is?
Well, yeah, we're getting off track.
Okay.
But yeah, the thing with Infinite is that he's a loser, and he hides that under this persona, like, kind of. I blame you for this, but it makes me think of like the imagery kind of makes me think of Roland from
Library of Ruina.
Yeah, I almost said Olympus Company. Wrong game.
Wrong game.
But just that this, like, I love characters that have a degree of fucking, what's the word, of like, I love characters that are obsessed and hidden behind a persona, because if you got rid of it, they'd be pathetic. They'd be nothing. They'd just be a character, like Infinite is a bully. He's there's nothing special about him. and he knows that, and he wants to be something, more than that. So so that's why he becomes an antagonist. That's why he ends up working for Eggman. And I think that perfectly fits in thematically with Scourge, because Scourge is the exact fucking same. There's nothing, like, again, I read so much of the Archie comics. I've seen things. I had to read issue 150. That wasn't a fun time.
Oh no, not that one. That one. No, no,
But
no.
I know his character. Like, fucking, it's one of the only reasons why I read the comic. I read the Archie comics. But both of these characters are defined by the fact that they know who they really are sucks, and they want to be better, but in the worst possible way.
It's literally shown that Infinite wants nothing more than pure destruction. He is a sociopath, but he's also a complete loser.
Yeah. And again, I love loser characters like that. I love characters where all of them is just finely crafted stuffing. It's all fluff.
In a way, you go, keep going. In a way, Infinite is basically one massive joke, because the punchline is that he's not that tough of a guy. When you take away his Phantom Ruby, what's left is just this massive, just this complete loser of a man, or jackal, actually.
Like, I found the tweet and all that. Like, to quote the tweet, he's an insecure bully on a power trip. He's a regular person like anyone, but he hides behind a mask that cracks when somebody actually can stand up to him, and it crumbles away against the powers that are truly infinite. And when I read that, I immediately had like a fucking brain blast to the fight between Sonic and Super Scourge, where he makes Scourge get out of his fucking Void Rage, Anarchy Barrel or whatever, and he basically tells Scourge, "You're a bully, and that's it. You take the easy way out and get the quick reward that you want." And again, that's the epiphany I had. Like, these characters are exactly the same, but in a good way. And that's why that's like one of the reasons. Like, yes, I never really like, I'm gonna be honest, I never liked Surge, even like before I like remembered how much I liked Scourge from when I was like fucking 6. But yeah, I didn't like her before, and now I just kind of think she's even more shallow. You go ahead.
Meta Dragon Art says there's a Super Scourge?
Yes, there. Oh my God! Hold on. I need to find the fucking panel, and I'll have Razi put it up on screen. I need to find Super Scourge. It's so Meta Dragon Art. I'm so glad you asked that question, because now I get to show you like fucking peak cinema. Hold on, where is it? I think it's issue 170 or whatever.
Okay, so basically from his world, there's a counterpart to the Chaos Emerald called, I kid you not, the Anarchy Barrels.
Yes, they're called Anarchy Barrel because Barrel is is in a similar class to Emeralds. But I just thought that was really funny. Hold on, I need to find the issue so bad. I forget. Done. Fucking.
No, Anarchy Barrel, like gem, not barrel. Oh shit.
Not barrel as in the gemstone, not barrel as in like fucking. Not barrel as in like the thing that beer is stored in. No, not like that. Fucking what goddamn chapter is this guy in?
You know, I can just like look it up on like Google.
No, I need to get the actual panel. It's so funny. You need to see it in all of its crusty glory. But yeah, there. And if for those who are new to or like don't know the Archie comics, heads up, don't ever read them. Don't. They're not that great. like I'm convinced that the 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥 got by on like nostalgia or whatever, or the people who. Oh, here it is. Here it fucking is. Hold on. I'm gonna get the screenshot now. I need everyone to see this image the exact same way I saw it when reading these comics. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the Discord chat so that Razi can put it on screen.
Just give me a second.
This image, it's so funny. It's so funny. This is, like, people say, like, this, like, when people talk about, like, modern era Sonic, they go, oh, this is the most modern 2000s, 2010 Sonic thing ever. But no, they like, refer to, like, Shadow or whatever, but no. This is the most, like, 2000s Sonic fandom era thing ever. Tell me when you put it on screen. I'm not actually in this.
I have to save it. I have to save it. Damn it.
It's so perfect.
You're gonna lose your mind when you see this. Like
you're gonna think we're trolling you, and we're not.
We are not. We are not. This is real. This is real.
You're not fucking with.
Yes, he looks like Sonic.exe, just without the blood.
Yes, like literally, and I love it.
Even his glasses change color, and that's so just perfect.
Like, it's awful.
It's so awful!
You cannot get this today. You could...
Scourge could...
Like, you could... Like, you could not get... Oh, piss off.
Like, compared to Scourge, only Scourge has been able to go super. I mean, technically it's because, for some reason, only male hedgehogs can go super nowadays, but, like...
I think, like, that, yeah, that's also, yes, that's actual, Sega canon. That's why we'll never get, Super Amy. Because she has a vag. Anyway.
Really? You can't say that! Think of YouTube monetization!
But yeah, no, Metadragon said, the black eyes, the coat. Okay, no, but the biker jacket, that's not a part of the Super Scourge. He just wears that. Like, the werewolf scars on his chest. So, like, so the jacket and the scars, the jacket, he's just always had that, because even, like, in his most earliest days, you have to understand, Scourge was introduced, and I think, not Scourge as he is, or he was called Anti-Sonic back then, but he has existed he's older than Shadow in terms of, like, when he was created. Back in, like, 1993, for all of the little chuddies back then, yes, he was called Anti-Sonic. That was actually his name. But yeah, back in the 90s, and, like, when all the little 90s chuddies were reading this, he was basically like a 50s greaser, like the shitty leather and all that. And when they brought him back for, like, the later chapter, for, like, the later issues, they still kept the leather and everything. It's so funny. I love Scourge for like his design. His design has always been kind of, like, so stupid. It's edgy, but in, like, edgy in the way your boomer granddad would consider edgy. Like, again, like the 1950s greaser. It's so funny. And when they brought him back for the later issues, like 100 or so issues later, they just slapped some Guy Fieri 2000s flames on the jacket and called it a day. I laugh at Super Scourge, but design is kind of charming. It is! I make fun of this design with the context that I love it. I love everything about this. It's so terrible.
His appeal comes from how stupid he looks.
See, people these days, if you showed Scourge to, like, a modern day Sonic fan, they wouldn't get why he's so cool in that, like, so bad it's good kind of way, because this is like a bygone era of 2000s edginess. You literally cannot make this today and have it work. Nobody would get it except for, like, 20-something autistic weirdos like me. It's so stupid. I love it. And that same kind of, like... Hold on, there was a version with flames on the jacket. Yeah, that's it, yeah, like in the Super Scourge image and in his actual normal jacket. Super Scourge, but with Infinite's mask. I was about to get to that meta, because the design philosophy for Scourge is the same design philosophy for Infinite, but, like, to match the kind of, this modern day age's idea of, like, cool, edgy bad boy kind of situation, even though that part isn't a part of Infinite's character, which, it would be hilarious if it, that's another thing that you can't get, that's another thing about Scourge that hasn't been replicated with Surge or Infinite, and it's kind of because you can't do it anymore, but, like, Scourge had pull. Like, I need to, like, like, both Scourge and 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥 in general, these guys had pull. They got bitches. I feel like anybody who isn't, like, really all that aware of 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥 outside of, like, the Ken Pender stuff will have no idea what I'm talking about. But, like, there was a time in 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥 where they just had, like, fandom, like, early fandom shipping culture, but it was a part of the story.
Yep. No, I've never played Devil May Cry 5.
I haven't played Devil May Cry before. I've heard of it, but I have not played it. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to the original thesis of this argument. But I love Edge. I love 2000's Edge. I love 2000's Edge so much. Like, you like it too, right, Rosie?
Yeah, of course I do.
Like, I love that. I think it's so funny. I'm one of the few people out there who thinks the tone in Shadow the Hedgehog wasn't that bad.
I honestly thought it was peak.
Yes. I also love some classic Shameless Edge. It's so good, man. Like, I wish they kind of brought that back. They kind of did it with Infinite, and, like, the part of Lost Forces, wrong thing, of Sonic Forces, where I think, isn't, like, the climax of that game that Eggman's gonna, like, drop the sun on everyone and, like,
that was Infinite. That was Infinite's idea.
I love Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider too. Though I say that with my only knowledge of Ghost Rider being the Nicolas Cage movies. But, you know, did you? That's a tangent. That's a different plate of cookies for another cup of milk. But yeah, no, I love Shameless Edge, and that's why I love Scourge. It's one of the reasons why I love Scourge, and it's one of the reasons why I love Infinite. Because despite the fact that, yes, they are losers, and they don't have, like, a ton of backstory, the backstory we get, it really makes you think. At least for, like, Infinite. Scourge doesn't really have a ton of backstory because his character was conceptualized back when the comics didn't really have a plot, when they were just kind of, like, slightly more normal than Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. God, early 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥 was so weird. Early 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥, everybody knows the series, the 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥 comics from, like, the modern era and ahead, you know, like the stuff that Scourge was in.
Got a trinket.
Oh, but yeah, no, that early 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥 was so surreal. It was like, again, it was like if you took the Sad AM cartoon and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and just mashed them together. It was so funny. But yeah, I like Infinite because there was, like, a bit of for me to formulate because I'm dog shit with words. The things about his backstory that we do learn about is kind of like vaguely make you feel bad for him, but not enough to like properly feel bad for him. It's an explanation, not an excuse.
It was entirely his choice to join up with Eggman.
Yeah, it was entirely his choice. He didn't have to do it.
He did because he got beaten down by Shadow and had a piss fit about it.
Yeah, his entire character is that he has beef with Sonic. Not Sonic. Well, he does kind of have beef with Sonic, but he hates Shadow because Shadow beat him up. And like, and while that may not sound like a lot, it's so just like the best motivations for his character that fits in with his personality and character.
Like, if you really think about it, the whole weak thing actually plays into his like character. It's not just a silly joke, because it shows that Infinite has like a big ego and like a horrible, well, like what's the word? Something complex.
Self-confidence or internal conflict.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like, and again to loop it back to Scourge, they have similar things. Both of these characters are defined by not what they are, but what they want to be to other, what they want to look like to others. Like literally, the only reason why Anti-Sonic becomes Scourge and like gets his little redesign and everything is because he got beat up by Sonic, who told him, "Hey, be your own dude. Stop, fucking around with me and my friend. Just leave us alone and be your own dude." And he took that personally, and he was like, "Okay, bet." So he turns green. The thing with him in the green and the scars on his chest is that like he goes to Angel Island and like sucks up power from the Master Emerald and kind of gets scratched by Knuckles' dad. Yeah, Knuckles had a dad. we don't talk about the oddest kid in the lore.
Yeah, we'll save that for a different stream in 2030.
Oh my god. Everywhere I go, I see Ken Penders. Dad. God, remember when the second Sonic movie was coming out, and how movie Knuckles had a dad, and Ken Penders threw like a piss fit on All I Need Is for you to going over all the insane stuff in the comic series. Oh, don't worry, I'm sure that stream will get there with enough mental derangement. Don't you worry.
And maybe if you join the Patreon, we'll do it. Please, I need the money.
Yeah. I don't need a lot of money to ramble about Sonic. All you need to do is show the tiniest bit of interest.
Oh god, yeah. I just remembered the manager told me not to do that. Oh, I messed up. I messed up hard.
We did it on accident, manager.
We did it on accident, Mr. Bunny Man.
Don't worry, don't. It's my fault. I subconsciously gaslit her into this is my fault. Anyways, but yeah, the thing about Infinite is like he sucks. Plug your stuff.
I did. Oh, back to you, Ripley.
Oh yeah, but yeah, the thing with Infinite is that he sucks because because again he's without all of his cool fancy powers and stuff, he's a normal guy. And the same thing for Scourge or Anti-Sonic. He was his whole joke was that Scourge as an Anti-Sonic's character is just, what if Sonic sucked? Like what if Sonic was kind of a loser? And
he exemplified all of Sonic's worst traits by 100.
And we're talking like 90s era Sad AM Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Archie era Sonic, where he already kind of fucking sucked. I hate Archie Sonic so much. I hate him. I hate him so much. But that'll be an autistic rant for like later. Hold on. reason why Crimson X is better than 2011 is because EXE Prime was serious and godly intelligent while 2011 is dumb and goofy. Well, hold on. Wait, Beta... Is that you, 𝐒𝐤?
Yeah, it's him. He's the... I like Crimson as much as the next guy, but, like...
I was gonna say, wait, why are we getting that? I'm like, oh no, wait, that's just 𝐒𝐤. Well, of course you think Crimson X is better, cause, like, didn't you... Of course you think Crimson X is better. You're biased. Absolutely that. With godly intelligent, well, I mean, 2011X is kind of... I think 2011X just kind of comes off as goofy because of stuff like OM and all that. Like, conceptually, the character really hasn't really changed all that much, aside from, you know, getting rid of all the weird sex pest stuff. Again, we could have a whole other conversation about pre-Joe Doughboy era Sonic.exe, even though I don't want to, really.
He really doesn't.
You would need a couple hours of sleep deprivation to get that out of me. But yeah, my whole theme, to sum up the past, like, what, 10, 20 minutes of conversation is that Infinite works better as a spiritual successor to Scourge because they're both loser bullies who never change, they never grow, like, never once in Scourge's whole existence from 1993 to, like, his last appearance in Sonic Universe. I forget when that was. It was pre-reboot. But yeah, they've never really grown as people, and that's a part of the character development. They're not supposed to grow. It's not like within their character to grow. If they grew as people and stopped being haters, then they wouldn't be the same character.
That actually comes back to another point. Shit. What was the point? What was the point I was gonna mention again?
I was gonna segue into why Scourge doesn't work as a Scourge type character.
You know what? Yeah, you go on.
Because if you really think about it, Scourge is just Ian Flynn trying to capture lightning in a bottle again, like he had with Scourge, without actually remaking Scourge, even though he apparently owns the rights to Scourge. Like, isn't that what Meta Dragon said in the last time we talked about in like the SA2 stream? I'm pretty sure it was Meta who said it. Meta, was it you who said that Ian Flynn owns the rights to Scourge? Just say in chat. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, she feels it feels like Ian's trying to capture. I think I did. I'm pretty sure it was you. Either that or somebody, or like Electric Dragon or whatever. Somebody in the chat who has Dragon in their username. But yeah, it feels like he's trying to capture, like he's trying to remake Scourge without actually doing it. And again, I don't know what goes on in his head. I'm glad I don't know what goes on in his head, but it feels like she doesn't. I think I'm the only viewer of You're the Dragon the name. I remember maybe you are. I don't know, but the reason why I don't like Scourge is because despite the fact that she's so clearly trying to be like she's trying to be Scourge, but not Scourge. She's green. She hates Sonic. She's made to like be the antithesis to Sonic, supposedly. You know, on paper. No, Scourge. Scourge is not a girl. No, Dragon, no. Scourge is a dude. Scourge is a dude. That's another thing I hate about these characters, about Scourge, is that her name is so close to Scourge that it's not that, and with like my speech impediment, it sounds like I'm saying, yes, Scourge and Surge. I'm gonna call Surge Tenrak, because that's what she is, and that's easier to not get confused. But yeah, she's not. She and like conceptually on paper, she's supposed to be like Scourge. Again, she's green. She hates Sonic. She wants to like kick his ass and all that. But everything else just doesn't. Everything else is completely different, but not in a good way. Because it like underneath that stuff. Put a pic of her. No, I don't want to. We don't want to show her. She's ugly. I hate her. Her face shall not be here, unless Vazi wants to.
Hold on. Just give me a sec.
If we get like Emperor's New Groove style, like me on screen with like a red marker going, this good, but this bad. That's what it needs to be, because these characters are so fucking similar in like the most surface level ways.
Yeah, this is Surge.
Yeah. Blech.
I mean, I can see the appeal with her characters. Although admittedly I do kind of like her concept art more, but like, she just feels like she's trying to be Scourge without understanding what Scourge is.
And I know that people would be like, well, okay, the point of her wasn't to be exactly like Scourge. It's just Ian Flynn, recycling character designs. But and I will concede that she's not exactly like Scourge. But and it's hard to explain. There's nothing you know that one Deltarune Queen quote where she's talking about Birdly and she's like, there's nothing wrong with him, he's just annoying. That's me with Surge. If you held me at gunpoint or whatever, or like told me to be completely honest about her as a character, feelings aside, there's nothing really all that wrong with her. She's a bog standard IDW Ian Flynn OC. Like, she's I feel the same about her. Well, not the exact same, but I feel similar to her that I feel with, like, Tangle or Whisper or fucking Lanolin. They're not bad characters in terms of writing all that much. They're just kind of bland. They feel too safe, and maybe that's, like, Sega trying to, like, not have another Archie situation where the characters get completely buck wild. But at the same time, maybe we can get a little bit insane. Maybe we can get a little bit stupid and over the top. She looks like a one-episode antagonist from Sonic Boom. She does. No, that design ain't it. Oh, that's the girl in the thumbnail.
You couldn't tell?
I'm watching the stream right now with the muted so I can look at chat. But like, that design ain't it. I don't hate her. So she's like a Marvel villain where she's too general audience-y. Yeah, that's kind of the point. She was kind of made. I look at her and I see her in action, and she just kind of feels like a character meant to appeal to like modern new age Sonic fans. Like the people who joined in, like the people who joined in on like on the IDW Sonic, or like the game's post, like that weird awkward part of modern appeal to everyone, therefore appealing to no one. Yeah, she's a character who's meant to appeal to like Sonic fans who read the IDW comics, or like read post reboot Archie, or even like, I'm trying to think of like examples outside of Forces, like that weird, like again the late 2010s era of Sonic, and the people who were like into that era of Sonic, where it's very safe. It's very like non-offensive and easily, like, appealable to fans. But not in a way that, like, really feels all that deep or substantive. Because, theoretically, her character could work. Again, I will admit that there are parts of there are parts of her that aren't terrible, that, like, and actually work. But there's not enough of that. Like, at all. Her entire she also has, like, I keep talking about Scourge, and he's not really relevant, but there's also, like, Kit, like 𝐒𝐤𝐚𝐥. Don't worry about him, he's fine. I actually kind of like Kit more than I like her. But, like, like, if you like read her wiki, or like how IDW fans will talk about her, it makes it sound like she's like this really deep character with like a tragic, who's Kit. Kit is like, so in the story, Scourge and Kit were made by Starline, who's another character of Ian Flynn's, who actually is a pretty good villain.
You only like him because you ship him with Zavok.
No, I don't. But is that the bad girl? No, that's Styx. No, Styx. We love Styx. We love our neurotic, schizophrenic girly pop. But no, Kit is basically Scourge and Kit were made to be in universe, or like in universe antitheses to Sonic and Tails by Starline. You know, the weird gay duck. He's not a duck, he's a platypus, but I call him a duck.
Hell, Kit is even a fennec, you know, a fox.
Yeah, they were made. That's why Scourge is a Tenrak, because they're meant to be like bizarro, bootleggy versions of Sonic and Tails.
Even though we already had that.
Yeah, that's why Scourge is a Tenrak, because Tenraks are animals that are often mistaken for hedgehogs, even though they're not remotely related. Same thing for, like, Kit being a fennec fox, when Tails is I think Tails is meant to be a red fox.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though he's yellow.
I mean, in something like The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, he was more like a brown, like yellow.
Oh, yeah, I remember when Tails was inexplicably brown. They can get away with that because fox cubs are actually brown. They're also really chubby. I'm getting off topic. But yeah, they were made to be counters to Sonic and Tails because Starline got really mad. No, you can't say that. I'm not repeating.
Oh.
You can't say that, Meta. No, he's not World War. He's not World War.
He's not a German soldier.
No, he's not a World War II German soldier. No. No, Starline is just like an Eggman. Like, Starline is literally an Eggman fanboy who got mad that Eggman didn't reply to his DMs, so that he just got really mad. I love the metal vibe. I like Starline as a character. Okay, Meta. Okay. No, but no, the Meta. I have a complicated relationship with IDW Sonic, but especially the Metal Virus arc. But yeah, no, Starline is conceptualized as like an Eggman fanboy who got mad that Eggman also kind of sucks. Starline is so funny as a character, but he's basically every person in the Sonic fandom who's like super obsessed with Eggman. Like, you go girly pops. But like he's also a character whose one of the character traits is that he sucks. Which is really funny. Again, I just like characters who suck and are losers. But yeah, he made Scourge and Kit to be counters to Sonic and Tails. which is why they're similar enough animals, and why they have similar powers. But Surge, and maybe Ian Flynn was being tongue-in-cheek when he made Surge the way she is. But she just kind of, like, doesn't really have that much going on. Like, there's her backstory, like, her and Kit's backstories, is that they were literally kidnapped. Was Sir Ian Flynn cooking? He was not. I would argue that Ian Flynn has never cooked. I don't care what Sonic tubers and Archie fans say. He was not cooking. Have you seen fucking issue 170 and 171? Hot garbage. Put in the trash. But here he came close to cooking. He was microwaving Hungry Man's and calling it gourmet.
I like mimic the octopus.
Yeah, cause like, at best, he's really good at writing pure, unabashed douchebag villains. What he did for the Deadly Six, chef's kiss. He wrote them so well. I will concede that fact. And he wrote Mimic very well. And he also wrote Starline very well. But the thing with Surge and Kit is that they're not villains. They're a vague attempt at anti-hero. And they don't even do good at that. Like, again, their backstories is that they were kidnapped and experimented on by this man. So maybe your one comment about Starline was right, Meta. But and you hear a backstory like that and you think, oh god, that's really fucked up.
Actually, you know what? That reminds me of something. Like, okay, so me and Ripley, we know this one guy on another server who was like obsessed with the idea that Surge is meant to be a parody or be of Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z. Don't ask.
And yeah, I do kind of see the I mean, they're also cyborgs, which is what the DBZ androids were. So maybe that insane deranged person was somewhat right. But yeah, you hear their back. Yeah, that's a fascinating comparison. I mean, again, I doubt it was on purpose because the overlap between anime fans and Sonic fans is not as close as you think. Ironically, but yeah, you hear their backstories. This like DBZ android style backstories where they were kidnapped and experimented on and had their memories wiped. And you think, oh man, that sounds cool and terrifying, and like it would lead into a lot of good, psychological stuff. It never does. It literally barely ever plays into their characters. Like, aside from Imposter Syndrome, where it shows Starline, like, messing with them and, like, putting them to sleep with, like, his weird glove, and I guess the parts of, the later issues after Starline dies. Yes, Starline dies. A character dies in this comic. Technically, two. Two characters die in this comic in pretty horrible ways. But even in, like, where his, like... I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's this Surge having, like, a mental breakdown where, like, he kind of haunts her. But aside from that, they don't really put a lot of stock into their characters. And I guess they didn't really do that in the Android Saga either. I haven't read the Android Saga in a long time, but I don't think it plays that much into it. But, like, you give these characters pretty messed up backstories, at least for a Sonic game. But then you don't really do a lot with it. Like, again, I've read the IDW comics through and through whenever I'm bored. I don't think there was ever a true consistent point where Surge and Kit like fully think or like have like rational thoughts or like will they ever, like, acknowledge the stuff done to them, and, like, how they were literally brainwashed into hating Sonic and Tails? Like, there's never a moment that lasts longer than a panel where they really ruminate on that, where either the characters or the comic ruminates on that. And I feel like if they just did that more and consistently and had it be an actual part of their characters, that I would like them more. I wouldn't love them. Oh, I wouldn't, like, really like Scourge or Surge. Fucking names again. I wouldn't really like. I mean, isn't most people done that series? No, actually, no. Meta. I'm going a little tangent because I saw the comment. I think what you're referring to is the metal arc. Nobody really died in that arc, cause like Super Sonic and Super Silver just sucked up all of the metal virus off of people and threw it into the sun. So nobody really died in that issue. Nope.
In terms of personality, though, yeah, some people died. Foreshadow.
No one died in that. No, nobody died in the metal virus arc. Not a single person died. A lot of people got turned into, like, robot zombies, but no one died. The metal virus. Think of the metal virus as, like, roboticization in the Archie comics, where they're not actually dead. They're just, like, mindless drones or whatever. But yeah, no, the only characters... What a coward writer. Yeah, that's about right for Ian Flynn, though he did kind of... Though the only two... The characters who I'm referring to died are Starline, though he kind of just fell in a big pit. And, like, platformer game style, he just fell into a bottomless pit, and, like, everyone... I mean, I hope he's dead. I hope he's dead, because that's... that's... What an odd thing to say without context. I hope he's dead. But no, I do hope that Starline...
I want that platypus dead!
I hope Starline stays. I've seen a few people saying that he might come back in the new arc that's starting, and, like, from, like, issues 82 and 83 and 84. I hope he doesn't come back. I hope he stays dead. I hope it's, like, infinite or something. You can't say that, Meta.
You can't say that!
But yeah, Starline died, and then the other character who died is Mimic. And Mimic died in the funniest way possible. Like, it's not funny in, like, that it was purposely made to be funny, but it's funny in, like, the context, or, like, the world, or, like, the view, where it's, like, Sonic, because he literally just blows himself up. Like, Mimic Allahu Akbars himself. And that's really funny. I'm so sorry if I offended someone with that, but that's, like, the first thing that came to mind. He literally exploded himself. Because he didn't want to go back to prison.
He's I'd die.
Like, it's so funny the way Mimic dies. And it's not that I disagree with the fact that he died to begin with, because, yeah, his character kind of ran its course. But it's just so funny to imagine. It's like that one part of, I can't remember.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
No, this is gonna sound psychotic, but it reminds me of that part in, like, The Legend of Korra, where at the end of an arc, the Amon villain, or whatever the fuck his name was, like, just blows himself up in the Arctic. Like, I don't remember any of the context to that scene. I just remember that scene and how hilarious it was, because it was just so out of pocket. And that's the same energy that mimics, like, in Cobra Unit and Emma and MGS3. We defeat them and they just explode. Yeah, it's just so funny, because the scene is, like, semi-serious, because, you know, Whisper, because, like, he's Whisper's, like, trauma, basically.
He killed her entire squad!
Well, he led them to their deaths. Also, actually, now that I think about it, more than 2 people died in this comic, because Whisper's entire team, like, they die. they don't just, like, disappear or get captured. They get torn apart by shadow android clones. So like, that's like, what? 6, 7 people have died in this comic? Like, 6 to 7 people. Frog.
Ripley, you can't say that!
Oh, did I say the funny meme number? I'm sorry.
Ripley, it's 2026, you can't say that.
Like the clones from the multiplayer mode of Shadow. More so like the android clones from one of the from Shadow the Hedgehog, yes. But like, and it's weird because that's the only time they ever show up. It's so weird. But you know, so Whisper's entire team gets game ended by Shadow clones because surprise, surprise, Mimic, not a cool guy, not a good person. So yeah, so so like the entire thing with him and with like Whisper's character arc is that she like wants to put him in jail, like kill him. I think she wants to kill him. She
and
tried
Tangle's
to kill
like,
Eggman.
no, we can't kill him. And she's like, I want to kill him.
I will say, as much as I kind of think Whisper is also a milquetoast character, it is kind of funny that she's just willing to go directly into violence and like try to game end people. She tried to kill Eggman in the Metal Virus arc. She almost like JFK'd him. But like, you need to kill the worms are back. But yeah. So Mimic was the other character who died because he blew himself up and like exploded and like died, and that was also pretty funny. I would be surprised if he ever came back, considered he's like not but Ash. But yeah, people have died in these comics. I completely forgot where I was going, what I was talking about before this whole tangent. But yeah, no. But back on topic to Surge. Again, the thing about her character could have worked again if he just like if Ian put the tiniest bit really ran up to him like the exploders from Serious Sam. Yeah, for a character with like such a messed up backstory, Ian doesn't really do a lot with her. He arguably does more with Kit than he does with Surge. Because at least Kit has like visible trauma. This poor child. Like, the good ending would have been Sonic. Can you show a pic of Kit? Yeah, we can show a pic of Kit. He's actually kind of adorable. I love him.
Yeah, hold on a second.
He's literally a sopping wet dog boy. He's literally sopping wet because his powers have to do with water. Sopping wet doggy boy. Sopping wet fox boy. He doesn't even have two tails like Tails. He just has like a crummy little super soaker on his back.
He looks like Wait, you know what reminds me of? Like, there's this one meme where it's like, fans don't even argue with you on Twitter anymore. They just look at you like this. And it's like that one screenshot from The Whale with like Brendan Fraser. Yeah. He looks like that. He looks like that.
He's so sad. He's such a sad little. He looks so pathetic. I want to bully him. He is he's so sad and wet. And like, he's so codependent on Surge, and I just want to grab him and be like, no, you are not. You are going to therapy.
I can make the worst joke right now, but I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Don't you dare. But yeah, the good ending to Kit's character arc that is still on. I love the emphasis on him being sad and wet. Yes. He is literally sopping wet.
Because this whole thing was water.
Which I think is which is pretty cute. Again, I like Kit more than I like Surge, because, like, there's more to him. And the fact that he's, like, pathetically codependent. Surge and Kit make me think of, like, those memes where it's, like, the eldest kid versus, like, the younger kid with, like, parents who like, are emotionally, like, abusive and neglectful. They were like, oh, my parents love me. Like, yeah, because you're the one they like. But yeah, Kid is so sad, and he feels more like a character than Surge does. Surge feels like, if I had to describe it, Kit gets all of the genuine, like, weight and character and, like weight of, like, his backstory and, like, the fucked upness. And then Surge gets all the hype moments and aura, except the hype moments and aura aren't even that good. Like, I have to emphasize so much because because the IDW comics are kind of bad, but they just don't do much with them. They're always, like, in the background. And then, like, later on, after, I think, the weird Extreme Gear arc, Extreme Gear Race arc, they kind of just become, not friends, but they kind of, like, integrate into Sonic's friend group in the Restoration through Amy. The only thing I like about Surge is just lightning and sort of like Kefla from Dragon Ball and her hyperactions. Yeah, she like 1 point Android 18, 1 point Kefla, but all of the parts of those characters that are, like, not really all that great. I remember watching the Litho DBZF videos where they did it with the Sonic mods, and they literally in the mod literally turned Kefla into Surge, and I thought that was kind of funny.
Would Scourge be Broly?
Like, no. But yeah, like, she's just hype moments and aura, and even then the hype moments and aura aren't that good because they don't do anything with her. And, like, I feel like, and even if, and I'm not saying that I would really, like, I would just, like, completely, like, fall in love with Surge as a character if Ian actually used her in ways that matter, but it would feel like I would appreciate her as a character as opposed to, please be excited, like, literally. The Sonic IDW comics peaked at the Metal Virus arc, and then everything after that has kind of been a little bit shit. And even then, the Metal Virus arc wasn't that great. Like, it's one of those comic book arcs where you read it once, and then every reading after that, you find more and more holes in the story and, like, the writing and everything. It has a limited shelf life. The Metal Virus arc is like how... The Metal Virus arc is like that one time I had Dairy Queen, and then never again because it gave me diarrhea. That's what the Metal Virus arc. It's good in the moment, but afterwards, it's horrible. And then you never experience it again. Yes, that happened. That's why I do not go to Dairy Queen. I'm sorry if that was an overshare. But yeah, the more I read the Metal Virus arc, the more holes I find. Like, everyone talks about, what now the fuck did Dairy Queen give you there? What kind of whack-ass DQ did you go to? Tell you about it. But yeah, everyone talks about... This is slowly becoming, that one... You're slowly getting your wish, Meta Dragon, where we just talk about issues with the comics. But, like, everyone talks about how the Metal Virus arc really, like, fumbled with Shadow, and it did. And I know you have a lot of opinions on the Metal Virus how the Metal Virus Hawk did Shadow.
You wanna know how it made me
so-
feel? You wanna know how it made me feel? Basically, this image. This image is how I felt about it.
Of altering the trajectory of a stream. you placate and play to a mental derangement. Meta.
Check the title again. You're completely right. You're right.
There's subverting expectations, and then there's this bullshit. I hate how fucking, and I not only hate how Ian Flynn fumbled Shadow in the Metal Virus arc, but I also hate how I
Wait. You want to know how the fumbling shot? What the fumbling shot reminds you of?
What?
Remember Fugo from Golden Wind?
Yes.
It's literally like that, where Fugo was just too strong to be like implemented in a way that matters, so he just leaves the story.
Right. Yeah. Cause like, I not only hate how Ian Flynn fumbled Shadow in the Metal Virus Hawk, but I also hate how IDW stands will defend it by going, no, it wasn't his fault. It was the that was entirely Sega's fault. They mandated that Shadow had to just lose all of his aura. And I hate that excuse, because like, that's not how comic book writing works. Like, Sega has their mandates, but they're not like Sega's mandates, and like Sega's influence on the IDW's or on the IDW comics writing is like the faintest, is like, you know, like faint guidelines. It's like how this is another sort of anecdotal comparison, but it's like how with Dragon Ball Super, Toyotaro was like the writer for that, but he also had like, you know, writing from Toriyama. It's like that, but less stringent. The only thing that Sega mandates, like the mandate that Sonic can't cry or show strong emotion. Yes, it's a Sega mandate, but it's not like, it's just like a guideline or something. It's not like, it doesn't completely dictate every little writing process. Like, if that were the case and everything was completely in Sega's control, then it wouldn't even be like an actual comic. It would be like a manga or something, or like something that Sega entirely made. They give stuff like, stick to the image of the character and don't butcher who they are. Shadow in the comics was not that at all. At least Silver was that meta. Yeah. So when people say, oh, you can't be mad at Ian Flynn for how he fumbled Shadow because it wasn't really his fault, it was Sega's, I don't believe that. Because I doubt that Sega... Yeah, Silver was in the comics. Yeah, Silver was in both Archie and IDW. Silver came in very late in IDW, but yeah, the thing, but it, like, people act like the thing with Shadow and the Metal Virus Saga was Sega, like, sitting Ian Flynn down and giving him, like, every single part of how that was supposed to play out, like, point by point, like, just, like they railroaded him. No, I doubt that's what happened, because because why would they give him this? Because you have to understand, they give a lot of. Did Blaze show up? Blaze showed up, but not Mephiles. Technically speaking, Mephiles is dead.
Except when he wasn't, because he returned in Shadow Generation somehow.
Yeah, but no, Mephiles was not. Technically speaking, they never mention Sonic 06, and they haven't really mentioned Sonic 06 in any official Sonic media in any of the comics.
Technically speaking, Blaze debuted in Sonic Rush, not Sonic 06.
Well, I think he was just talking about Blaze in general, like the comics, not in Sonic 06.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, people act like Sega totally sat Ian Flynn down and told him here's exactly how it's going to happen. And like
you have to have Shadow backflip into a horde of zombots.
Like, no, I doubt that's what Sega did, because Shadow is like one of their favorite is like Shadow in terms of Sonic. Next to Sonic himself, Shadow is like Sega's baby. Like, they're not gonna just completely totally have.
Basically, Shadow is one of like the top favorites of the fandom.
And it's like, if I had to compare it, I'm gonna use this comparison in a bit when I actually talk about how they fumbled him. Like, think of Sonic as like Sega's Goku, and Shadow is like their version is like their Vegeta. I doubt that Sega would completely have it be where Shadow, their Vegeta, just eats shit and dies. I doubt they would do that. They probably just told Ian Flynn, hey, we need Shadow to become a Zombot. Or more likely, Ian Flynn wrote himself into a corner, told Sega of America about the fact that he did that, and then they came up with the idea to just make him eat shit. It wasn't like a one-sided thing. There had to be some collaboration, because that's how comics work. Oh yeah, the one Shadow comic cover. That, you're right, that slapped. But yeah, I just hate how they fumbled Shadow, because there were a million ways. Like, if they had to have Shadow become a Zombot, even though theoretically he should be immune to all diseases, because that's what he was made for. Like, I don't understand why or how Sega, or more likely Sega of America, forgot that Shadow was just made to be immune to every disease. He was literally made to like find a cure for Maria's, like, for NIDS. He was made to be a cure. He was made to help cure Maria of her debilitating terminal illness. And you mean to tell me that he doesn't have an immunity, or at least a heightened, like immune response to the virus? Is that what you mean to tell me? Like, he didn't at least have a minute or 10 seconds to, like, break free from the zombies, and like, I hate that. They could have done that a bajillion ways better than how they did it. And I hate it. And I hate how IDW fans and how Sonic tubers who talk about IDW just suck Ian Flynn's toes on that. Like, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was shit.
No, I just realized I have another game I can play. I'm sure you guys are gonna like this one.
Yeah.
Let me just get my controller real quick.
You're gonna play Blattra?
Oh no, actually, it's hold on, let me just pull it up real quick. Whoa, there. I don't even have to do anything.
I'll let you start up your new game, and then I'll get back to my autistic ranting.
Yep, it's HoloCure.
Oh, of course it is. Your VTuber game. Your
What?
funny
It's
VTuber
fun.
game. I know, your funny VTuber game.
Let's
But yeah.
see.
That Mephiles is literally Goku Black, so tough and edgy starts playing Monster. Well, no, I would argue Mephiles is like... I feel like he'd be more like... I'm trying to think of an act... Because he's not really Goku Black. He doesn't have that kind of vibe. I want to say the character who's closest to Goku Black would kind of be like... Not Scourge, because he's more of a Turles type character. Sonic is Goku. Shadow is Vegeta, except not really. When I say the characters are like Dragon Ball character, I mean like in the niche they fill, not in the character, not like their characters, because ironically, it was the fact that Ian Flynn wrote Shadow like Vegeta in that issue that everybody with half a brain hates. But no, I feel like this is gonna sound psychotic, but did any of you, like, when you were like kids and like little kid Sonic fans, did any of you ever watch like Dragon Ball Z edits or videos where people would compare Dragon Ball Z with Sonic, like point out the similarities between them and like compare the characters to them? I vividly remember in my brain, like my primordial like kitten brain, where like people would a video was like Windows Movie Maker style, where it was like some kind of song, like some kind of like edgy or like mid-2000s butt rock or whatever, and it would like compare all of the characters and be like, oh, Sonic is like Goku, Tails is like Krillin, and Knuckles is Piccolo, and Shadow is Vegeta. I swear to God, this is probably just like a thing that applies to only me and my insane, weird childhood. But have any of you like experienced stuff like that? I know what you mean. Thank you, Koji. But yeah, I remember though. I never watched any of those. Heck, I didn't even watch DBZ until too long ago, thanks to stupid compilations of movies and stuff with the Boo saga. I love how you spell Boo with like the O's. That's very cute. But yeah, no, I remember watching this. And to my credit, I didn't really watch a lot of. Well, no, This is another tangent on top of a tangent on top of a tangent. But I remember watching Dragon Ball Z on Nicktoons, dude.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting that it was on Nicktoons too.
Yes, I remember my first exposure to Dragon Ball Z was its run on Nicktoons. I remember watching the Frieza saga on Nicktoons, and it was awful.
I can only imagine.
It was so insane. Like, it's hilarious how I can't remember like anything I learned in school, but I remember watching Nicktoons Dragon Ball Z when I was like, what, 9? I remember it was on Cartoon Network. You ever watch Bionics Black on White TV? That's where all the good anime was. I'm American, so probably not. My anime extension, my anime memory applies to like the Nicktoons on the Dragon Ball, the DBZ Nicktoons, and watching Toonami. Yeah, Canada only. You know, no. You and Razi are Canadians. I'm America flavored.
Ah, good old Canada.
I do remember, to bring it back to Sonic, I do remember watching Sonic X on, I think it was 4Kids WB. I don't entirely remember. I don't remember if I watched my first exposures to Sonic. This is gonna be a Joel Windows Destruction desktop stripper story. But I remember my first exposure to Sonic the Hedgehog, and we're coming full circle with this story, but I remember my first exposure to Sonic being in my mom's car, like her crappy little, like, I think it was the gold colored car. Well, she was in the grocery store, and it was like 6 p.m., 5 or 6 or 4, whatever. It was dark, so probably in the fall or the winter. I remember waiting for her to come out of the store, and I had like a phone, and I'm watching YouTube videos. Watching fucking Archie Sonic 𝐒𝐿 AMVs set to like tween girl songs like Bad Boy by like Cascada or whatever, and I just remember watching that shit like fucking Coco Melon. That was my exposure to Sonic.
I don't remember my first exposure to Sonic, but I know it was through shipping videos.
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
Shipping videos and OC rants.
That's my exposure to Sonic. I didn't play an actual Sonic game until like...
Oh, wait, I remember. I just remembered. I used to own a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog.
I think my first actual Sonic game that I played was Lost World. In Forces. And
Oh yeah, if you get enough support, I will buy Sonic Forces and stream it.
Oh god. I remember playing Sonic Forces on my computer, and it ran so terrible. I mean, not saying that to dissuade you.
Oh no, I have a gaming laptop, and yours is like a MacBook shitter.
Yeah, I have a DankPod style nugget of a laptop. But my first
Shitbook
actual
Pro.
my actual game Sonic exposure was like Lost World and Forces. Because despite having a Wii at that time, I don't ever remember playing any of the Sonic Wii games like Colors or Unleashed. I played the games that Sonic Tubers hate, and I enjoyed them. I will admit, I did enjoy playing Forces when it wasn't running at barely 30 FPS. That game ran so bad. And I don't even think it was on this shitty laptop. I think it was on one of my good laptops, and it still ran like shit. I played Sonic Forces on my friend's house, and I didn't like the style. Sonic Forces is one of those games where you love it and you completely vibe with it, or you just hate it.
One or the other.
I do remember liking Sonic Forces, when it wasn't running like a fucking Google fucking slideshow. But I remember liking it. I remember liking that you can make your own little character. I did think the character, the actual animal selection was kind of thin. Huh? Yeah, lacking. Lacking.
And there was also the whole shitstorm with having to get Supersonic. A transformation you could get for free in every game through DLC.
Oh yeah, I remember my copy of Sonic 06 in the case looking like it was mauled by a dog. Yeah, I kind of liked Sonic Forces. Again, I like making my own little character. Even though the Mobian design, the Mobian choices were kind of lacking. It feels kind of redundant to have both a dog and a wolf as the choices. You couldn't pick something. You couldn't pick a bat or something, or I don't fucking know. Could you be a chameleon in that game? Could you be a lizard? I don't think you could. I feel like you could have, or maybe I'm just insane. Pointy versus floppy ears. Yeah, that's they could have just had general canine that they could mush dog and wolf into, because wolves are just dogs and dogs are just wolves. They're both puppy to me. But yeah, I like Sonic Forces. I like making my little character. I did kind of, but they got a piece of the furries. You're right. But yeah, I like making my own little character. I liked the little Wispon guns, even though they were kind of meh.
They had to bring the Wisp back somehow.
Yeah, I did like the idea that each Wisp did something different depending on the gun, but I feel like they could have had the Wispon be a bit more useful. But yeah, I liked Forces. Again, I love Infinite. I think he's amazing, unironically.
He's cute.
Not like the posers in the fandom now who are only happy that he's back because he was in the funny Chaotix case file. I know what you people are.
You only like him because of Yaoi.
I mean, we like him because of Yaoi, but that's not the entire reason. I chose the birds because they're close to dinosaurs. But yeah, I liked Lost World. I'm one of like the few people out there who like the 𝐒𝐿𝐴, who like the Deadly Six. You know, I say I like Forces and I like Lost World as if me and Rozzy didn't make a whole ass AU about it that we like artistically brain out over. but yeah, those are my game exposures to Sonic, and then I do kind of remember watching Sonic X as a kid on like, I think it was on Kids WB. Don't quote me on that, because I know that there were like
JetX, Toonami, Teletoon.
Lost World, not bad. I was good at its time. I watched so much on.
You ever heard the rumor that Lost World was written by the same guys who did Happy Tree Friends?
I don't think that was rumor. I think that was actual fact that some of the writers for Happy Tree Friends were in Lost World. And I think also Colors.
Makes you wonder what would have happened if they went all out.
I mean, there was that line that Zaz has where he tells Sonic he's going home in a box, which I thought was pretty funny and messed up.
I mean, it makes sense for his character.
Yeah, and also the line where Eggman says he's gonna strangle one of them. I thought that was pretty funny, and like the fact, what in the goddamn is that on your game? What is that?
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying. What is that?
Don't worry about it.
They just completely derailed my train of thought. What is that?
Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
You tell it to me all the time, so don't worry about it.
Oh my god. They just completely broke my train of thought.
Don't worry about it.
In my opinion, best Sonic X is the best Sonic series because I'm a modern and adventure fan. It's like she before she did Pepsi Man. Oh dear god. But I remember watching a little bit of Sonic X as a kid. If I like think back in like my primordial child brain, I remember watching WB4 Kids. But I only remember Sonic X, and I think like the dub of the Kirby anime. Even though I don't think that was, on Kids WB. I think that was Foxbox.
Man,
yeah, I remember watching.
Old dubs are weird.
Yeah, I remember watching a little bit of Sonic X, but clearly not enough for it to completely blindside me when you and me watched it on stream.
Oh yeah, we watched like 2 episodes, and
we watched 2 episodes of Sonic X.
The English dub.
And then the English dub, and then we just never watched any more of it because it broke our brains. Like people call everything brain rot these days, but the Sonic X dub, with all of like the talking and like all of the insane editing, and just how like the anime is, it feels like the 2000s version of brain rot for the Sonic X dub. Maybe the actual anime is like that. Maybe the subbed version is like that too. But the dubbed version was like, it made my brain, it exhausted me. The 4 Kids censorship on Sonic X is hilarious because they literally scrubbed all the signage into head Jap. Oh yeah! God, 4 Kids. I mean, that wasn't unique to just Sonic X. That was everything that 4 Kids fucking touched.
These donuts are great! Jellyfill's my favorite! Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut!
I also remember that 4 Kids and Kids WB also had I think all of the 4 Kids stuff was localized to like Kids WB, at least here in America. I remember it was all localized into one channel because I remember that one really cringy commercial where they had all of the characters sing the fucking American anthem, and even as a kid,
that one. I mean, I never watched it because for obvious reasons, but like I heard about it.
Canadian. Yeah, I remember that, and even as a kid, I remember going, "What the fuck is this? Like, why is Sonic singing the national anthem?"
He's American!
Like, it was so funny. But, and even though that advert had, I think it had, and again, I'm pretty sure every 4Kids dub was localized to Kids WB. But I remember that that despite the 4Kids dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being on Kids WB, I don't ever remember watching it. The only thing I remember of Kids WB was Sonic X, I think Winx Club.
Oh my god, I remember Winx Club.
There's like no like core memories in my brain of anything else on Kids WB that I watched. And like, you have to understand, when it comes to useless, like, childhood entertainment, I remember everything. Like, I can recall sitting on my grandmother's computer in her old house when I was like 6, watching episodes of some Canadian bat cartoon cut up into like 3 parts per episode on YouTube. And yet I can't remember any mathematical equation from the 12 years of education I picked up. Not 12 years, like the 18 years of education. Like, I don't remember anything from K-12. I don't remember anything. Canadian bat cartoon. Yeah! I don't entirely remember everything, but I do remember it being a Canadian production and it being about, like, bats. I forget the name of it.
Gargoyles?
No, not gargoyles. That was, like, 90s. Fucking... No, gargoyles were, like, Disney.
Gargoyles was Disney?
Yeah, on, Disney Afternoon. I have the book it's based on. Silverwing, that's what I remember it was. I remember watching that on my grandmother's computer at like 6 in the morning on YouTube and like chopped up like each episode was chopped up into like 3 parts because that's how every YouTube upload of cartoons was back then.
There was no Crunchyroll or whatever. You had to watch anime in 3 separate parts in like 122p.
Like in like just
144p.
The most dog water quality. I don't remember watching anime that way because I knew about Toonami. But I do remember watching other cartoons cut up on YouTube. I also remember watching a shit ton of AMVs. My YouTube thing extends to like AMVs, re-uploads of Newgrounds, animations like Sonic Shorts and Nintendo. Cartoon episodes cut up into like 3 parts per episode, and a secret third thing that I won't share because it's not YouTube safe, not YouTube friendly. But it has to do with Sonic in the worst possible way. God.
I know, but I'm not gonna tell you guys.
Yeah, same shit. Speaking of Sonic Shorts, I feel like most people who like, I always see like childhood, maybe I'm just built different, but I always love those childhood trauma videos where like, or like the deep dives into fandom stuff where it's like talks about like, I watched Sonic Shorts, so like fucking that one, or Smile
HD.
Smile HD, and it traumatized the fuck out of me. You know, I'm messed up now, and it's terrible. And meanwhile, I'm just like, it was alright. I thought it was funny. Like, nothing scared me as a child, really. The only thing that, like, unless it had spiders in it, I wasn't scared of it as a kid. I remember being like 10 to 13 and watching Equals 3, for anyone who remembers that.
It feels like it's on... I remember that one. I remember.
The series where the one guy Ray William Johnson.
Ray William Johnson. That's him. That's him.
Goes over like clips. Yeah, I remember watching that when I really shouldn't have.
I used to watch Super Mario Logan.
Oh, pre Nintendo cease and desist or post Nintendo cease and desist?
Of course, it's pre Nintendo cease and desist.
Okay, just checking. But yeah, I remember watching stuff like that, like 𝐒𝐴 and like the YouTube re-uploads of Sonic shorts. I remember watching the Sonic shorts and not knowing they were from Newgrounds, and then that one clip that was put in one of the short series because it was made on Newgrounds, but people would just download the video and re-upload it to YouTube and not give any credit. And they did that and people did that so often that somebody made a short for that series basically going, hey, don't re-upload our shit to YouTube and not give credit, you jackasses. And I remember seeing that short and not knowing and being like, why would they say that? Isn't this a YouTube thing? I was an OG YouTube poop fan. I watched a few YouTube poops in my day. I was there. I remember YouTube poops. But I don't remember any specific. Well, no, I do remember specific ones. I remember the ones from Mobro Studios. Like, there was a time, like, in like my teenage years, where every Christmas I would watch the Mobro Studios YouTube poop, Skeleton's Revenge. It's just so funny. Like, there's always that one YouTube poop you always come back to.
Oh, we're almost there to the boss.
But yeah, I remember watching a bunch of stuff that people, like YouTubers with like rant sonas or whatever will say is like childhood trauma, and me being like, it wasn't that bad. It was like, yeah, it was fun. Like, yeah, I learned what masturbation was way too early as a kid, but you know, at least I know now. God, shout out to 𝐒𝐴𝐚𝐥, 𝐒𝐿𝐤, and all the other people who had unsupervised access as a kid and learned horrible, terrible things. Oh god.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Did you have how supervised was your internet access?
Barely.
Barely, yeah.
Fuck!
I mean,
the boss! Damn it!
Oh dear god, what is that?
Spiders.
Why is it legs? I don't mean the tiny little JPEG spiders. I mean the one that's like a person.
Oh, that's Hachima. Don't worry about her. Anyway, just gonna coping.
I think I will. Spiders have legs. Yes, they do. Weechi, I'm a fire and Malaysia troll-faced spot OG memes. I remember those. I vividly remember watching.
Or maybe upgrades are better?
Hachima and her infamous stream where she ate a tarantula. Please tell me that's actually a thing that happened and not you being funny. Meta, please tell me she actually did that. That would be so funny. She actually did that. That's hilarious. Like, obviously not a live tarantula, because, like, you couldn't do that, but, like, was it raw, or did she eat it, like, cooked? Because if it was, like, because I know that people in, like, some cultures eat cooked tarantulas, but was it, like, raw? The silence is worrying. The lack of an answer is worrying. It was whole? Really? She ate a whole dead ass? Learning wonderful things on the stream tonight. Full context. I don't really watch a lot of YouTuber stuff aside from 𝐒𝐴𝐚𝐥, so I have no clue. So you could tell me anything about a VTuber that's like just normal enough to not sound utterly ridiculous, and I would believe you.
Let's try
Like,
this
yeah,
with Pecora this time.
Yeah, sure. Of course a VTuber ate a tarantula. Why not? It's the same e-girl who ate spicy noodles till she puked and made an ARG for her character. Most normal VTuber lore.
It's so funny too.
She was studying in Australia. That explains the spider.
We could have had a Hachima Dank Pods crossover.
We could have. I would. No VTuber, no VTuber. I would only Wazi, yes. Our beloved cringe fail streamer.
I am your Oshi now. You will give me all of your views, all of your subscription, all of your weird comments about me.
All of your vaguely parasocial thoughts. And your weird fan art. Are those little fellows wearing, what are they wearing? Are they wearing signs on their chests?
Yeah, those are signs, I think.
Also, did that say plug?
Yeah, that's Asakoko.
Was that chat, was that a booty plug? Was that a
Asakoko.
Doesn't that go in your buttocks? Was that what I thought it was?
I don't think he knows about Asakoko, chat.
I don't know about the lore for Coco. I don't know. Was that about she had plugs? She had injections. Again, you could tell me you could tell me she had gas you inhaled. Like, yeah, plug type Asakoko increases damage by 20%. Okay. She had gas you inhaled, like galaxy gas, or like toots. Cause I own a cat who smells. I know a lot about inhaling toots from having a cat. I thought the Lucky Bunny, I thought that was a tampon reference. Oh, not tampon, a pad. I'm just saying all the things that will get your stream banned. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you launch the plug at them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Asakoko.
I feel like.
Oh! We are rare!
Coco was one of the reasons why Hololive caught on in the West. Well, yeah, because she's got a plug. Super
Idol costume. Reduce special cooldown by 45%. Allows the use of special once more. Oh, that's good.
A plushie? Why is there a plushie of a salary man?
That's the CEO, Hololive. His tears fuel this agency.
I wish more companies or organizations were fueled by the CEO's tears. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Oh god. Spider cooking? Do not meatball hymns. Do not meatball spiders. Do not meatball at him. I love how the stream is called Drunkenly Rambling about why Infinite is a better Scourge than Surge. And that thesis or like topic only took up like barely a third of the actual stream.
It's also called Anything Goes.
Oh yeah. Gorilla's paw. I know about the gorilla thing. I remember a gorilla joke in VTubers. I know about the gorilla grip.
Money.
I was wondering why didn't have any sound. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't pop into the new stream. Oops.
Wait, do I have it on stream?
Oh! You didn't even have a stream.
Oh!
I was legit just sitting here in silence.
I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry!
literally just sitting here in silence with only insane back and forth to fill the silence.
That guy just forgot.
Oh god. Sad Gorilla Grip has a condition where she's going deaf. Oh no, really? Oh, that's sad. Just remember, I feel like my presence in this chat is comparable to the entirety of Albuquerque by Weird Al, where it's just me relaying insane anecdotes. But do any of you remember Redbox?
I remember Redbox. They had one outside the Loblaws.
I remember.
Or was it Costco? No, wait, that was Metro. I'm thinking about, not Costco.
I remember not only Redbox, but early Redbox, before they had like a whole bunch of like super duper, like all of like the good movies, like, you know, like stuff that came out in theaters and everything. I remember Redbox back when they had like had like DVDs of old Deke cartoons. I remember being a kid and in my house, the house I've lived in for like a while, my backyard connected to another person's backyard, and I was friends with the girl there, and her mom would babysit us. Well, maybe not babysit, more of in like the summer I had nothing to do, and I would just hang out there all the time. We would go to the stores together, and I remember we would go to like a Wegmans, and there would be a Redbox there, and me and my friend would get like whatever random cartoons we could find, and I remember we would always get the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, and we would watch that. And like, I remember because her house, she had one. The house was like, or is, because it's still there. It was one of those houses where like the top, where it had like a big ass media room in the bottom. Like a gigantic media room, like the entire basement or basement floor of the house was like a massive media room. They had like a gigantic TV. No, I don't think it was a flat screen. I think it was like the 2010s equivalent of what a flat screen was, and it was huge. And we would watch Super Mario Bros. Super Show on this gigantic ass TV. And to bring it back to the vague theming of Sonic, I remember, we never rented them, but I remember there being, nice, I remember there being Redbox CDs of Sonic Underground there. I'm not joking. I vividly remember seeing DVDs of Sonic Underground at the Redbox.
More like Sonic 6 Feet Underground.
And honestly, if I had like future 2020 vision and like could see into my future and my future brainwaves, not even all that future brainwaves, it's like I would, if I had the foresight of what I would become, I would have picked out the Sonic Underground CDs just so I could watch it and have that be in my brain and make like the Sonic Sleeper Agent even worse. But I do remember Sonic Underground. I remember watching, they were like the weird compilation CDs or DVDs where it would have a bunch of episodes and then like trailers for other cartoons, which is so weird because it was 2010, and by the 2010s, nobody watched Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
No. Damn it!
Or Sonic Underground, except for me, I guess. But yeah, I remember seeing Sonic Underground in the Redbox and seeing trailers of it on the Mario Bros. Discs. It was so funny. I could only imagine the confusion that little Rippu would have felt if he watched Sonic Underground circa, like, 2009. I would have been even worse. It is funny how... Then again, maybe I didn't watch Sonic Underground because I already had Sonic X, and my brain was like, we don't need more Sonic. Oh my god. Is that a man with a rice ball for a head? Yes, it is.
Yep.
Is that Grimace but a dog?
Yeah.
Was that Grimace?
Yes, that is.
That was Grimace?
Yes, that is.
Can they do that? Can they have Grimace?
Yes, they can.
I know the little head fella in the thing. Next to like the little cloud guy. I know him from the Dog Girl streams. Yep, that's Grimace. It's like I'm getting jump scared by these references and I have no idea what's going on.
Don't worry about it.
Like, yeah. But yeah, that's, yep, those are, that's a shrimp with a hatchet, why not? What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Giant kitty. Lovely. Skeleton. God, if we ever streamed Honkai, if you ever played Honkai on stream and I was like in the chat with you, it would be insane. Things get maddening when we do Discord streams of Honkai.
It's always the weirdest thing that happens.
Chat, you should have seen us in the Plan Arcadia arc. Or at the start of the Plan Arcadia. To HSR. So as the Mario cartoon, that's the only time I liked Mario and Mario 64. It's okay, Koji, we know.
We know.
I think one of the reasons why I never actually played any Sonic games as a kid was because, like, it was when we were instilled in the mentality, when people were still in the mentality of, like, you can't be, you can only pick Mario or Sonic. You can't do both. Either you're a Mario kid or you're a Sonic kid. You can't be both. You can't bisexual it. You have to. It's one or the other. Did that guy have corn in his ass? Did that guy have corn? Did that guy have corn ass? This stream is just not doing anything for my hereto undiagnosed ADHD.
It really isn't.
It really isn't. Yeah, I do remember being a kid and everybody at school would be like, "Oh, it's a body pill." I thought it was with a feminine pad. Oh yeah, it's all the missing English voices added back into HSR. Yes, I do know there are English voices in HSR because me and Rozzy had English voices on when we got to the one mission with Scott where you make him shit himself.
Oh yeah, that one.
We had the English voices on for one of the routes for that.
It was insane.
Oh my god. But yeah, English voices are back in HSR. I mean, we never use them whenever Mazzy plays on Discord. We just do the Japanese voices.
Unless it's funny.
Unless it's funny. But yeah, since you said you haven't played Plan Arcadia yet, we won't say anything that happened in it. I think all of classic Sonic cartoons is still good as the OVA movie. I still haven't seen. We still haven't watched the
We haven't.
Yeah. Now Sega is working with Rovio, making Sonic Kids games and Angry Birds shit. Yeah.
Apparently, there's now a Sonic collab with the Smurfs.
Listen, just because they're both blue doesn't mean you need to combine. Listen, not every single corporate autistic brain rot needs to be realized. You don't need to enter Pooh's Adventures territory.
We need to get Magic Rush on this right now.
Like if that is true, then
it is true. Like, it is true. Look up, go on any channel. Hell, like I'm not even kidding.
Again, we're just slowly entering the Pooh's Adventures era of crossovers. We're running out of ideas. It's like we're just putting. It's like they have a big. I have the hiccups now. Fuck. It's like they have a big wheel with like random IPs, and they just spin it, and whatever the two that they land on is the crossover they go for.
SpongeBob, yeah, sure, whatever. How about Persona? The Smurfs, Godzilla, who gives a shit anymore?
I was gonna be like, what do you mean SpongeBob? And then I remembered, oh yeah, he's in Crossworlds.
For some reason.
I just completely forgot that he was in Crossworlds. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of that time Wreck-It Ralph was in one of the Sonic racing games.
Oh yeah, like, you know, looping around.
Like why? Insanity. Hi, Midget.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing matters. Given to the insanity. We should watch the Sonic OVA sometimes. Or sometime.
Yep. Come on, baby.
What the?
What door?
The Gorilla's Paw, aka the industrial strength version of the monkey's paw. The monkey's fist, the monkey's chain, the monkey! The insanity is slowly setting in.
It's been 5 minutes.
Every Razzie stream starts out normal and then slowly devolves into brain rot insanity.
Like always.
And you people always come back for more, and that's why we love you. All
3 or 4 of you.
Shout out to this is why I watch Razzie streams. We just need to find a market of deranged internet denizens, and we'll be just
Aubrey, baby.
There's 5 of us here now. There's 5. Oh, give it up for 5 viewers.
Let's get to 6.
You need to make a clip channel for this stuff. Oh god, that would be cursed. A clip channel with all the insane shit we say.
I mean, I would if I knew how to edit, but like, could you imagine a fan like making a clip channel dedicated to all the bullshit I say?
All the shit we say. God. Did you add some editing? Comedic timing could be a hit. Oh god. Someday I'll learn video editing.
Yeah, I get like if if I got like rich, I'll get my own 3D model, and I'll have a concert where I sing the entirety of Sinister Minds.
You know, honestly, I wish. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
We all did.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I wish that the full version of fucking PC port would come out. I mean, not rushing Joe Doughboy, but I wish the full version of the game would come out so that I could make you play it on stream, Rozzy.
Oh yeah! I'm sure it'll be a grand old time.
Remember that one time we were in chat and I said, man, you should play the Rewrite Round 2 mod for FNF, and you were like, no, I'll die.
I mean, for two reasons. One, I suck at rhythm games, and two...
And there was no option to, you just suck at rhythm games. But it would be funny.
I would die, Ripley! You know I suck at rhythm games.
Are some of the items you have, are those... Does the BL on those books stand for what I think it stands for?
Yes, it stands for what I think it stands for.
Nice. Funny. Attacking my enemies with my yaoi collection. But yeah, no, it would be funny if you played the Rewrite mod. It would be so funny.
I don't wanna!
You somehow white knuckle your way through it and get it done, and the moment you see Mordax, you just explode and die. All of you see that fat old man in your brain just turns off.
You did it! You samurai! It's how I feel about Lord X in the simplest way possible.
That's why PC port needs to come out soon, before the brain rot goes away.
If it goes away.
Oh, it's a shame so many EXE games suck, because that's like the #1 thing that occupies our brain space right now.
Let's see. Biko man.
Man, I remember Roger playing the official EXE game in the remake. She had nightmares. Did you? Did
yeah.
You was it actually nightmares?
Yes. Like, you remember that one time I told you I had a nightmare where 2011X tried to attack me in, like, my bed? Not like that, chat! Not like that!
I was gonna say, is that really a nightmare for you, though? Is it?
Ripley!
You walked right into that one. I mean, I will concede that I've had EXE nightmares. I remember having technically it was 2 nightmares, or like something like that. 2 consecutive nightmares. But the one I'm most interested in. I remember having a nightmare where I was like in a dark room, like a dark building or room with like a flashlight, and I was being stalked by Keto, like SCP-173 style. That was pretty terrifying.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I mean, and ironically, that dream made me realize, hang on, Keto's actually kind of a cool guardian. I only had a Tails doll nightmare. Whenever I think of like Tails doll and like all of like the mystique or like creepypasta surrounding Tails doll and how people were like scared of it and had nightmares about it, I think of like this one Tumblr post where it's like, describe a dream that scared you, but when you woke up, it made you, realize, why was I even scared of that? And someone said, I remember having a dream where I was in the laundry room, and all of a sudden a Snoopy plush doll came to life, and slowly started doing the Macarena. That's what Tails doll as a creepypasta makes me imagine every single time. just Tails doll slowly coming to life and doing the Macarena.
Slowly doing the Macarena.
When I was a kid, I used to get insane nightmares from an old game called Dinosaur Safari. It was where you would go back in time and take pics of Dino. The main goal in it was this freak-ass reptilian. It ruined all my dreams for years.
Oh
when
my
you say
God.
when you say main goal was reptilian, do you mean like a full-on like a lizard girl, or like a lizard girl? Where like, was she more human than lizard, or more lizard than human?
Yeah. Oh no.
Lizard girl that was not drawn by a furry. Oh god, I can see why you would be terrified. Also, in Discord, and I go into a Sonic channel on a Discord, and I just see Infinite dressed as Zamasu, and Razi going, "Oh fuck off." Is he very nice? Why is the dog going? Why is she imprisoned?
Korone, why are you in there? Why is Abyss exhausted?
Pone, you're not an abyss. What are you doing in there?
Eat the tuna.
Eat the hell.
Eat the hell. You can get Lupki, Stargazer, Sandpie, yeah, Duck, Donkey, Brigadette, I like him. I like him.
I like that guy. And Korone, who is Peter. Sorry, I saw the name when that's where my brain went to.
Sample, Gif, Nox, Peta.
Brain rot central. Oh no, Korone.
This is fishing. Up, down.
I love fishing games. Shrimp! My cat is trying to nuzzle into my chest cavity or whatever. Stop that, babies. No, baby.
I swear to God, if he brings up the fact that this is a rhythm game. Exactly.
If you're good at this, you could do the rewrite mod.
No!
Listen, it's just this, but very fast. Are we trading fish for kibble? You can trade the crack cocaine for money?
Yeah.
Didn't miss a beat. Dad's to a local uncle dad. Is that like an uncle grandpa?
Hmm.
You know what? I deserve a lack of an answer for that joke. I deserve that. And would pop back in the chat that I'm talking late 90s, early 2000s games where the graphics were bad. Now, I think that's gonna be a long ass stream if she plays rewrites mod.
I mean, have you seen my Adventure 2 stream?
Listen, it's like that one quote from Rip Torn in Dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you get thrown in the deep end, you'll learn how to swim. Eventually, we might have to resuscitate you a few times.
Eventually.
listen. The best way to get good at a game is setting it to is doing it in the hardest way possible, and just going from there. Eventually, you'll learn.
Get 10 combos in the fishing minigame. Down. Right.
Nekomata has left. Kitty.
Oh, that's 𝐒𝐤𝐢. You know, her fans are like the shrimp ball heads. I mean, rice ball heads.
No, I don't know that. I just saw Kitty in my non-activated.
She is Kitty.
Kitty. I have Kitty with me right here. She smells. You know, you should definitely sometime, maybe in the future, play Relay. You gotta play his game, Ozzy. You gotta play it.
I don't wanna!
Love you, sad, pathetic, wet noises. Torture dimension for Ozzy. Torment dimension for my Oshi.
Lobster.
Lobster.
I don't really have lobster often. Besides the lobster roll I had last summer. It was alright.
I think I've had lobster like once.
Come on. Oh!
I mean, I think I'm pretty good at rhythm games.
I think the only rhythm game we've played is Yokai Watch. I mean, that by technicality has a rhythm game mini game.
I mean, then again, I see this as somebody who would just kind of die whenever I had to do the little escape QuickTime event in OM. Charge with 2011 X's charge move. I always kind of just died when that happened. So maybe I'm not good at rhythm games. Listen, it's not my fault. His games with rewrite extend to the fucking FNF mod. It's not my fault. I don't control the brain rot. Ow! Ow! Stop biting me! You awful child. Oh, I also play Nightmare Beginning. Ow! Stop biting me!
I mean, I could play Nightmare Beginning. Hey, look! It's Sana. I still miss her, bros.
Oh, a wormy!
Don't worm me, be happy.
If I was playing Nightmare Beginning, there's actually a good remake with voice acting animation. I feel like that's one of the ones. All of my knowledge of EXE games comes from Toad Buck videos, but I feel like that one sounds familiar. One with voice acting, though. The idea of
I'd kill for some sushi.
the idea of EXE game with voice acting. Oh dear.
𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐥. I like you.
What does sound like a tuna version of a thing? Oh, it kind of sound like Pikmin 2. How are you throwing sushi into a big pot and getting? How are you throwing fish into a big pot and getting sushi? Kermit.
Oh, my little workers, go! Serve your mouth. Shrimp! And
Feed him
here's
shrimp.
my lovely abode.
Potato. God.
I think now's a good time to end the stream. We've been going on for like 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3
Thank
minutes.
you all for joining us.
Those are the longest 2 to 3 minutes ever then. 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes.
Next
yes.
time we'll
Maybe we'll do an EXE game. Who knows?
yeah, who knows? Anyway, thank you all for joining. I'm Rosin Marin. See you around. See you next time.
Boo.